I'm outside Ty Hyll, the ugly house, midway between Betws-y-coed and Capel Curig. And we're here with the director of the Snowdonia Society. And I'll just wander down and ask him to introduce himself, if you would please.
I'm Alun Pugh, I'm the director of the Snowdonia Society, and we're a charity with an interest in all things to do with the Snowdonia National Park. And Tryfan is one of the most iconic mountains in the whole of northwest Wales, and for many years it's been accepted generally that Tryfan is the lowest of the 3,000 foot mountains, and this project is all about finding out whether or not that's actually true.
Now, we're also up here with
John Ballard, one of the guys who owns the kit and will be doing the surveying.
And the second...
And I'm Graham Jackson, and I'm one of the other guys that has an interest in the kit and will be hopefully doing the surveying.
Now, this is a project that I know John and Graham have been talking about for the last couple of months, and I believe you propositioned Alun and the Snowdonia Society to get involved.
That's correct, yes. We've spoken, and having the Snowdonia Society very keen to get involved in this project.
Now, of course, as Alun quite rightly said, the 3,000 footers in Wales, there's a little bit of debate, isn't there, Alun, how many there actually are?
Well, by tradition there have been 14, and over the years people have been doing the 14 peaks in a single traverse. And now, of course, they can record their details on 14peaks.com, which is a Snowdonia Society website. So there's always been 14 by tradition, but the Ordnance Survey elevated it to 15, and I think as a result of your work it might be 16, but it might be back to 15. Anyway, 14 by tradition, but who knows, that's what the survey's all about.
And of course the other peaks that you mentioned then, I think it was the OS, possibly an aerial survey they conducted in the 1970s that elevated GandJSurveys to the ranks of the 3,000 footers, and of course that has recently been officially renamed. Only last weekend or the weekend before?
It's just been renamed as Llanedd Gwenllian. It's all part of the Welsh princes. We don't think we've got enough time to go into all that now, but an interesting new name for quite a controversial mountain.
And that of course is the 15th, and when you made mention of the 16th, that was something Graham and John did about 18 months ago, John?
In 2006 I think it was, and we didn't measure that with this kit. We used some laser system of measuring, and this is a much more difficult problem. We couldn't use that.
And that was Castell y Gwent, wasn't it?
Castell y Gwent, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, as Alun said, that there's now a website set up for completers of the 14 peaks to put their name forward, that is run by the Snowdonia Society.
Indeed, the Snowdonia's main website is snowdonia-society.org.uk, and that carries the detail about our work, and people can join the charity online at that address. But we're developing a whole family of websites to go with that, and www.14peaks.com is dedicated to the 14 highest mountains of Wales and their traverse.
Well, I know through experience that it's quite a tough walk, and I believe Graham's also completed it as well. It's something that took me 6 attempts to succeed on, but a great enterprise and very fulfilling when you do fulfill your dream. But again, to come back to the reason why we're here today. Now, earlier on this morning we met up with Chris Dearden, who is a reporter for Radio Wales. So this is the first time that we've all met and we discussed the project, and as Alun said earlier on, it is to go out and survey Tryfan to see if it is 3,000 foot or not. So Alun, we've met up with Chris, haven't we? And we sort of discussed it with him, and Chris was quite enthusiastic. He's going to put one or two things to the BBC based in Bangor, and if you can just sort of very quickly explain what the proposal is and when it seems as if it's going to take place.
Well, the weather will always determine things in the end, but the plan at the moment is to carry out an initial reconnaissance in late spring of next year, and then to climb to the top with all the kit in early June, to gather all the data, to bring it back here and to process it through the computers, and hopefully much later in the day we'll know once and for all whether or not Tryfan deserves its 3,000 foot crown.
And of course, Graham, the kit that we're all talking about is the kit that you're next to, isn't it?
Yes, that's right, Merlin. It is a differential GPS system, and that should measure the height to within about 5 centimetres or so.
Now, this is the same apparatus. I know recently yourself and John have had a commission from the Munro Society to go out and look at benchmark Munros and also Corvettes close to the mark. So this is the same equipment that you used on those?
It is the same piece of equipment, yes it is.
Yeah. We've had quite a debate, haven't we, this morning about the best way to survey Tryfan, because it has its own unique difficulties. And what are the options?
We've got quite a few options. We will know the best option when we get up there and we see the terrain for ourselves in more detail. But we can either strap the antenna to one of the summit blocks, the highest summit block. We could stand the equipment some metres away, but at the same height. We could actually stand a small tripod with the equipment on the summit. All those options we'll look at and we'll choose the best one on the day. It'll be a combination of the terrain and the weather on the day of the survey.
Yeah, I believe Chris's suggestion was to go up early in the morning, wasn't it, to meet the scheduling of the radio Wales between 8 and approximately 10 o'clock. So we've just been debating, haven't we, Alan, what time it means us setting off in the morning.
Well, if we're going to start measuring at 8 o'clock, we think we need to allow about 2 hours to get to the top. That means around about a 6 o'clock start from the Alun Valley, which means breakfast at 5. So it'll be an early day, but well worth it, I think.
I think it should be quite an interesting day, shouldn't it? And I know that you're going to join us on the reconnaissance, and the proposal is that you're going to put something in the spring edition of the Snowdonia Society magazine.
The Society publishes several magazines a year, and in our spring edition, which will go out in May, we're hoping to put a glorious image of Tryfan on the front cover with a strapline, "Does Tryfan measure up?" And next summer we'll find out for real. Yeah.
So we're going to hopefully, on the day in question, spend quite a few hours on top. 2 hours of data collection, John?
At least 2 hours, yes.
Yep.
And hopefully we can get a bit more, that's fine, yes, but 2 hours minimum.
And of course that is, because that's the minimum.
We need to get it finally verified by the audit survey, whatever the result is. So
yeah.
It's important that we collect that amount of data.
Yeah. So one of the last questions, really, if not the last question, is what do you think, guys? Is it going to measure up, or is it going to become an also ran?
Who knows?
Who knows? That's the point of going to do it, isn't it?
Not going to second guess it, but draw us on this.
We've tried that so many times on other hills and got it wrong,
Yeah.
so we're not going to do it again.
And I've got an altimeter which is pretty accurate, but it's not that accurate.
Well, many, many thanks for your time. Anything else you'd care to say at the?
I just think it's going to be nice to be able to do this project with Alan and the Snowdonia Society, and looking forward very much to carrying it out. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I would second that. It's been a very good morning. We've had a good meeting, and I see enthusiasm from all parties.
Yeah,
should be a great day.
And a lot of interest in the wider mountaineering fraternity too.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, cheers, guys. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Yeah.